close this. And hey, okay, so we're here. Hat orientation is locked. Rotate back. What? You're still recording. That's good. Okay, you're recording. Okay, so it's me, Evadyne. Hi, everybody, and I am here with
Elliot.
Elliot, and we were having this wonderful conversation about life. And as you all know, I like to capture life. So we're speaking about the LGBTQ. Then I say WXYZDEFG because
LGBTQ
you know the
plus.
agenda makers, in my opinion, or the script writers, as the young people call them, are constantly creating situations. I say they cause the isms, whether it's sexism, homelessism, culturalism, whatever the isms are. The agenda makers are creating isms, and then they pretend they're sending down the solution for the isms. But we've been having a conversation because Elliot is born female. She's a fraternal twin.
Yes. Turtle
Her
twin.
brother, she has a brother.
Yes, I do have a
So yes, so and what we've been discussing is, so I'm going to recommend everyone watch Will and Harper
yes.
on Netflix because that came into this conversation because I also feel that there's not enough talking with, it's more talking about communities that don't appear to be quote unquote normal, which normal doesn't really exist.
Mm.
Life is about who you are, why you are, and because you are, and taking that opportunity to live it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your life. So Harper has a female side. She's born female, but she has a male side, and she's looking to live both.
Mm.
You have the right
Yeah.
any day and time, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has the right. My thought was, what if her male side, not minimizing it at all,
No,
just
no.
because anybody who knows me knows I'm always trying to figure things through.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh, so I always say, I see what you don't show me and I hear what you don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's bigger than us.
Yes.
And I'm kind of like awake.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm awake. What
Mm-hmm.
can I say, right? So I'm thinking, what if her desire to express maleism,
Mm-hmm.
masculinity,
Yeah.
is spiritual
Mm-hmm.
because she has a masculine twin. And I remember the other day, so this is what I was going to say. Before we decided to record, we've been talking about 20 minutes, by the way, people. And you kind of missed it. You should have been there,
Oh, sorry.
but, right? It was
It
good.
was good.
Okay, so no, let me let you speak. Let
Mm-hmm.
me ask you to remind me
Mm-hmm.
of the conversation I was having before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that made me say, let's start recording. But go
Yes.
ahead, Elliot. Speak your piece.
So, we were talking about the fact that I am a member of the LGBTQ plus community. I am a transgender male, but I do not lean in a masculine presenting way. I actually like to present in a more feminine way. I like to be more in touch with my feminine side, even though I'm born a female. It seems a little bizarre, right? It does. And my twin brother is male. We're fraternal. I was born a woman and he's a male, fraternal twins. So that's what jump started your idea to record this because it's interesting.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you also said that his having a masculine twin and being brought up as a female and still leaning the way that I am now is interesting because I had a masculine person near me. That's probably the thing that made me want to, be more masculine because I never did girl things when I was growing up. I was always playing video games with my brother and, like doing what boys do, and like, I never wore dresses. I would throw tantrums if my mom wanted me to wear a dress. But like now, as I'm at this point in my life, I'm like, I could rock a dress. I could absolutely rock a dress. Like, like if I were to like become more fit, maybe I could rock a dress. And like,
Oh,
like
you can rock a dress without a fit, because I'm not fit, but I rock dresses and heels
I mean,
and shoes.
who cares like, like how big a person is?
We,
I
healthy is the key.
absolutely.
Healthy
Yes.
is the key. Correct.
Absolutely. Also, like, My boyfriend, he's a bigger guy, and I absolutely go for bigger guys. He's like cuddly and sweet. Absolutely not. I do not want him to lose any weight. He's sweet. But yeah.
And her boyfriend is born male.
Yes.
So she's in a heterosexual relationship,
Basically,
right?
well, no, because I present as a man and he is a man. We are in a gay relationship. But that's where his issue comes in because he doesn't want to call himself gay.
Well, you're a female. Sexually,
Sexually, I am a female.
you're a female. So
I am.
he isn't. So he isn't necessarily. He isn't gay.
No.
No, he isn't gay.
No.
And you're not in a gay. I'm sorry. In my opinion,
No.
you're not in.
Whoa. Was that popping sound? That was. Oh my God! The squirrels are throwing acorns. I forgot.
The squirrels are throwing acorns on us.
Yeah.
The nerve of them.
Seriously, like
We must be hitting a nut.
we're literally having a conversation and they're throwing acorns.
Yeah, like no, we are minding our own business. Mind your business, squirrel.
It's like, are they gonna pay for the dent it makes?
Yeah. No. Okay. So he is not in a gay relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Physically.
Because he likes my female self, my female part.
And so do you.
Yes, absolutely.
And so do you.
Mm-hmm.
And so his attraction to you wasn't as a man.
No.
He wasn't, right. He was a man attracted to a woman.
Yes.
And
still
loving
is.
you in that way.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's weird. He has me remind him. He's like, why is it like you can't be pretty as a girl, but you have to be pretty as a guy? I'm like, he's like, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It feels right to me. I don't know. You know?
So you feel like when you're dressing up,
Mm-hmm.
like right now, as I see you, so I picked her up today,
Yes.
this evening, doing
Mm-hmm.
that driving thing that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And her name, I thought was kind of cool, Elliot, because, there's
Yeah.
like Renee and Leslie's, there's like names that are, not even, what is it, co-ed names,
Yeah,
right?
I picked it myself. Thanks.
You picked Elliot yourself.
I did.
Ah, very good.
Yes.
Okay. And it works.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the double L's. The double L
It is
says
the double
you can have the
Ls.
double life with the double L's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, if I felt I was picking up a woman,
Mhm.
when I saw you, I felt
Yeah.
I was picking up a woman.
Absolutely. I mean,
because you're
yeah.
presenting like a beautiful woman.
Absolutely, and I'm not making any any strain or attempt to make myself look like a man.
Correct.
I'm going to work for 7.5 hours for Pete's sake. I don't want to do that because it's like a lot of work. I have binders, I have trans tape, I have all kinds of stuff. I have all the things I would need to present as a man. I have makeup, I have all that stuff. It's just not the effort that I want to put in today.
So let me go to my thought.
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation. Thank you for bringing it back.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation the other day. Oh, we were on a podcast. So I'm
Uh-huh.
part of a podcast network that I listen to. I used to be on it,
Uh-huh.
but now I'm just freelancing like I'm doing right now. I am back to doing what I do whenever I feel like I want to do it. And here
Uh-huh.
we are doing the Evadyne and Elliot thing. We're going to call this, my name is Evadyne.
It's
So we're going to
pretty.
we should call this Elliot. I like to go alphabetically. So this is
Sure.
the, because everybody's a priority.
Yeah.
So this is the Elliot and Evadyne segment.
I like it.
Thank you very much.
It has a good ring.
Speaking on the podcast the other day, and it was somebody else's show, we were talking about mental health.
Mhm.
And I used to drive Accessoride in the
Okay.
5 boroughs.
Mhm.
And I picked up this gentleman. I had picked him up before. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter, so it was dark.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, and there's a conversation going on behind me
Mhm.
with 2 people.
Okay.
He's the only one on my vehicle. The only one.
Oh.
And I'm thinking to myself, did I pick up some? No, you didn't pick. No, you should first pick up. What the heck?
Mhm.
He was having a full conversation with his mother.
Oh.
2 different voices. And it was all in him. And so I thought, not immediately, but I kept thinking, what if schizophrenia is when people are so in tune spiritually
Mhm.
that it looks like they have different personalities, like it's them, like they choose that, they
Yeah.
choose to have this,
Mhm.
but in fact it is their level
Yeah.
of spirituality that allows them to pick up, because there's movies, like there's a movie, Brain on Fire, on Netflix.
Ooh.
That movie is so good. They were diagnosing her with a mental illness, but and in fact, it was her neurons that was short circuiting,
Wow.
that was causing her behavior. They wanted to commit her. They thought she was on drugs. Just so many. Brain on Fire. Everybody go
of
watch that.
course.
It is so good, because the agenda makers, again, or the script writers, they present us with their idea of what is.
Right.
Because their idea of what is keeps us from thinking. Oh, that's what it is? Okay, fine. Let me go to the supermarket and pick up an apple.
Yeah.
Like, no. That is your idea.
Right.
White coats. But is that the fact? That's another story. So I'm thinking, and so let me say this. So if you don't know yet, I am Evadyne Smith. I have two very good books. One is titled Suicide is a Serious Killer, Let's End It Today. The other one is titled Mind is to Mental, as Teeth Are to Dental, and We All Have a Mind. Powerful books. Great for 7 years old and above. They're not deep. It's like going to the dining room table or your bedroom, wherever you decide to eat, and just munching on information. Oh, I like this. That sounds so great. Munching on information. The books are excellent. Please go to networkingforsuccess.info/promo. Get your ebook today. You can get both books for $5. Go get them. And start reading them today. And you can pick any chapter. They're not like in succession. You don't have to read one to be on 2 or 3 or 4. We have to understand that we are powerful beings. Powerful. And that we are, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say we have to understand. It is my understanding. I don't want to be forceful. My understanding that we are powerful. We are electrical beings with flesh and features. But that electricity runs different in everybody.
Absolutely.
No, every space body, everybody's body,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It works differently. It's about your exposures. It's about everything, including astrology. I strongly believe that where you are when things happen, even when your parents were making you, I say that softly.
Yeah.
You know, it is believed also, there's a belief that we have 4 cells behind our hearts that were created before we were conceived.
Oh.
3 months
Okay.
before we were conceived. And they're always with you, depending on how you believe, no matter how many lives you live, until you are complete. Have you heard any of this before?
It's funny that you mention, like, the lives that you've lived, because my mom would make this joke loosely around me because she didn't want to put any ideas in my head. But it's a silly thing. She's like, oh man, like, I think that you were a Chinese man in your last life because you're so obsessed with Chinese food. And she would always say, like, maybe you were a blank man in your past life. It didn't matter what the context was. It was man, not woman, that she said that to me. Isn't that crazy? Like,
so that then goes back to me saying that the masculine you might be spiritual.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Might be spiritual. And again, it doesn't minimize anything. It doesn't say it's not supposed to be you.
No.
No. And so we were talking about that. So Dr. Alexander, Avery Alexander, on her podcast the other night, she was mentioning that
Oh, wait, what?
when you're born, okay, so you're born, you live,
Yes.
you've done some stuff, and then you die.
Yeah.
Well, until you pay for that stuff that you've done, and this is bad stuff. Now, I didn't get the understanding of the good stuff, like if you did everything you were supposed to do, but karma follows you and the many lives you live. So someone was speaking about there was an example of a child dying.
Mhm.
And of course, as a parent, you're devastated.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you believe that idea, and as they always say, God gives you the child. So that whole religion thing is a whole nother story. And YouTube will probably block everything in the world I say if I start talking about religion. But that child, even though the child is born to you,
Uh-huh.
the soul of that child has a bill to pay.
Mm.
And
Something.
sometimes paid in the way that they go.
Mhm.
Now, I heard her speaking about this, and I didn't receive it and absorb it as a fact, because for me, I am going to talk religion. May I?
Of course. I'm indifferent.
We have a whole lot.
Mhm.
Oh, we were talking about watching Conversations with God. Conversations with God on YouTube. It's an 8-hour read. The author is reading. Please go watch that. That God that they talk about,
Mhm.
I, I know they always say fear God. Do you? Yeah, I would. If my Creator did the things that they talk about that God doing, I would be afraid.
Absolutely.
I'm afraid of that story.
Yeah.
That story's a setup.
Uh-huh.
But to say that for no one who's ever done anything wrong, who have lived their lives as good as they could, and to give birth and bring forth a child, and you would take a soul of someone who did something bad and put that soul into that child, and then that parent lose that child?
Yeah.
God what? God who? God forbid.
Yeah.
That, so I heard her speaking it. Now I believe in reincarnation to a degree. I guess I don't know if you either believe it or you don't. But that whole transgression and coming back and paying for, again, if you did all good things, what's your return? Do you get a ticket to come back again?
Exactly.
Which you should,
Uh-huh.
because someone else was mentioning that until you fulfill your destiny. Now I can go with that one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you should die prematurely before your mission is complete, then you come back.
Right.
Now, you don't come back to the same parents,
Of course not.
but you come back to complete your mission. Now, I know people, you were saying this. I hear you thinking, well, if you're going to come back to fulfill your mission, then why can't you come back to pay for your bad deed? Because people who are asking that question, because I know they're asking it, Elliot, right? People would ask that question, right?
Absolutely.
Coming back to be paid for your bad deed and coming into a loving environment and maybe possibly continuing that bad deed is the same as God sending Satan down here after preparing this beautiful earth and sick 'em
No.
on Adam and Eve. That's to me, that's that same analogy.
Uh-huh.
Because my thought is, just to the Bible for a minute, that if you were all up there on the basketball court and Satan wanted a team, like you had a team, and you were really the one in charge, you could have just poofed Satan out the way.
Yeah, basically.
Poof! Poof,
Satan.
right? Done.
Yeah, exactly.
Next. Anybody want to go with him? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually supposedly set him aside while you create beauty and supposedly the perfect man and then a half perfect woman, half perfect from the rib, not the dust, and expect that those two creations would be able to not be tempted. Oh, and people, just in case you don't understand temptation, you cannot tempt me with a Newport cigarette because it's something I don't want. You can't tempt me with something I don't want, right?
Jeez.
With something that's not
Yeah.
attractive to me. So, off the Bible, I think I gave y'all enough of that. Go read some more. So, Elliot,
Mm-hmm.
when you do you ever dress
Uh,
masculine? Yes.
I used to. The thing
Okay.
is like, I don't have a ton of wardrobe to dress up in. The thing is, I still have my clothes from my mom's house when I moved out 2 years ago. I haven't changed my wardrobe, and me and my boyfriend share clothes, basically. I have no sense of style, and I'm trying to find it. That's basically it.
Style as a female or style as a male?
It's funny you asked that because my boyfriend said that he wants to try to figure out styles for male, female, and in between for me. Said that he wants to have feminine outfits for feminine days, masculine outfits for the masculine days, and then all for the whatever else. To see what I feel most comfortable in and what I don't like, and that's it, basically.
Can I ask why you in therapy?
I'm in therapy because I have a lot with my childhood, and because my therapist is also a transgender therapist, like she specializes in people like me. So I have a lot of trauma going back to my childhood, and also I grew up with a mom who didn't exactly prepare me for the world. She just kind of threw me out into it. And my brother he has autism. He's high functioning, and I'm I don't have autism, but I have ADHD, and I suspect that I'm actually on the autistic spectrum because I struggle a lot, especially in the workplace when it comes to it, with performing and trying to stay focused and all that, and being misunderstood by people. Like it's very hard when I'm not able to complete a task and I need help and people don't understand. It's like that kind of thing. But yeah, so my mom didn't actually give me the tools for survival, so to speak. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And so you've been in therapy for 3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
With this lovely woman who is at, I think it's called inner health counseling or something like that. She is a metaphysical person herself, and she is also a breast cancer survivor. So she's definitely been through it. She knows everything when it comes to it. So she's been helping me, and helping me go in the right direction with things. And as a person who hasn't even committed to hormone therapy or anything like that, I'm not
Because you
sure.
like looking like a female.
I like looking like a female.
That's right.
For the most part, I will say I do want a more a deeper, not even a deeper voice, like a different sounding like somebody hears my voice and they're like, oh yeah, okay, that's a trans guy, like that kind of thing. I don't know if that sounds weird or showboaty, but I don't know. I want to feel different.
Macho.
I want to feel different. Yeah, exactly. And I don't even want to be stereotypical gym bro kind of man. I'm an art major. I'm a singer.
Wait.
What?
Did I just hear you say that you want to change your instrument?
Okay.
Ooh.
My boyfriend loves my singing voice, and he said he doesn't want me to change it either.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know what I mean, she says she's a singer.
I am.
But she also says she wants a deeper voice.
To a certain degree. I in the sense that how your sleepy voice is slightly deeper, that kind of thing, or when you're sick, your voice is kind of deep,
a hoarse voice.
Yeah, kind of like a hoarse way. Because if I were to go on hormones, that's exactly what would happen. My voice would sound hoarse, and then it would go maybe a little bit more beyond that, and then I'd stop taking it, and then that would be it.
Okay, so childhood trauma. Let me
Yes.
just say this. Parenting comes with a parenting book, right?
Yeah.
For how to change them, birth them.
Yeah.
There is no parenting 13. We kind of flow through it.
Yeah.
Like I have a daughter, she's 40. I've never been a parent of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
Book doesn't come with
No.
a plan,
Right.
and we do. Well, you'll see. So you have 2 beautiful doggies I just saw, right?
Yeah.
And as we're raising, and I'm not comparing, yes I am a little bit, comparing babies to babies.
I mean, they are babies.
Yes, it's like a long way,
Yeah.
along the way. And then we'll bring who we were, how we were treated, how we were raised. We'll bring that into the things that we do, like at work, right? You'll take
absolutely.
the experience you learn at one job, and if you go to a job that's in a similar way, you'll take that experience, your first experience, and add it to your new experience or your new training than
Yeah.
experience for the job.
Mhm.
I always say it's bigger than us,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that your mom gave all that she knew to
Mhm.
give.
Basically, her mom didn't really give her that many tools either. She also completely like projected all of her hatred for herself onto my mother, and my mother did the same to me. I mean, even today, even when I see her, she'll see me and she's like, "Oh man, you've gotten fat. Oh man, you're like, like
Is she a Leo?
She is an Aquarius.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's an Aquarius, and so is my dad. So and um, I'm a I'm a Cancer rising, Gemini sun, and Taurus moon. So I'm a crybaby and I'm stubborn. And she is a fire sign, obviously. So she's even more intense combating against my water sign. You know?
And now we know,
Yeah.
right? So going back to astrology again,
Mhm.
if it's my daughter's a Leo
Uh huh.
and I'm a Pisces.
Uh huh.
I think I balanced well, I'm a Pisces, Aquarian rising. I don't know
Mhm.
the other one yet.
Okay.
I love the Aquarian rising though. I really, 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 really do. I always called Aquarians my A group
Uh
because
huh.
they have photographic memories. And I'm
Ah.
not saying I have a photographic memory. I'm just saying I remember a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and you know how somebody said, "Well, what is the one thing you would want?" And they said this to me when my mother was still present.
Mhm.
If you could have anything, I said, along with my father being back, it would be the ability to recall. And in all of these years, it's been about 20 years or longer, maybe.
Yeah.
I've garnered
Mhm.
the ability to recall.
Okay.
I Because I get everything I ask for
Mhm.
from the universe, not from man.
Yeah.
I get everything that I ask for. It's not like immediate,
No.
but I recognize it when it comes.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. Parenting is not easy.
Mhm.
And let's pretend that your mom had all the tools.
Mhm.
Not necessarily for twins.
No, of course
You know what I mean?
not.
No, I'm just saying. So, like, every day brings a new thing. But as you
Yes.
are mentioning,
Mhm.
it's also what you bring to it.
Yeah.
So she brought to it not being the most nurtured.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's hard to nurture an Aquarian as well. Let me say that. It's hard
Yeah.
to nurture an Aquarian. It's
Mhm.
hard to hold them down
Yeah.
because their brains are almost like on fire.
Mm.
They're always like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're always going.
My mom constantly changes like the wind. One minute she's my best friend. She is being so nice to me. She's giving me clothes. When I went to her house to get my stuff, she gave me a bunch of clothes because she's like, "Oh, you don't have any clothes here. Take this flannel. This is really nice. Like, this isn't super girly. You can have this." And then the next second she's like, "I hate you and you're ugly and you're
No,
fat."
no, no, for real. The next second, like,
No,
not
the
really,
next
right?
second. Not
No,
the next second. I mean,
but
like,
before the end of the day, she'll have
basically,
something not nice to
yeah,
say.
like she'll be so nice to me, and then out of the blue, she's like, "Oh my God, I wish you were better with money, and you still have your student loans to pay, and like, you should go back to college, and I can't believe you lied about this and that, and blah blah blah." And she's like, "You should see your nephew more." Like, she just goes
Are
off.
you going to go back to college?
I want to, but I have hefty student loans I need to pay off, and also I am trying to survive and save
Okay.
my
What's your
money.
major?
My digital media and animation.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen Love on the Spectrum on Netflix?
I have heard of it, haven't
Oh,
watched
it's
it.
beautiful.
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful. And I only say that because many people in that, because it's true, so it's not actors.
Mhm.
Many of the people are into digital art
Yeah,
animation.
yeah.
And let me say that people who are listening, whenever you decide to, I always say that the community that they're giving all of the alphabets to
Mhm.
are extremely creative,
Yes. Absolutely.
extremely brilliant, the most self-sufficient
Yes.
economically
Oh my God,
group
yeah.
of people that I know, like
Uh-huh.
self,
Yeah.
based on their talents.
Mhm.
So if I had a choice, I'd come back that way. I'd go, but Is it a consideration that, because we can play any part in our lives that we want
Absolutely.
to,
Yeah.
that your masculine side is a past life
Mhm.
or a spiritual side
Yeah.
or a major connect to your brother?
Mm.
Because that was the other thing I was talking about the other day. How, oh, answer that question, then I'll remember. Go
Oh,
ahead.
wait, what was it?
Is it possible
Is it possible for what?
that the masculine side of you could be from those other
I
angles?
mean, I've only felt comfort surrounded by masculine people, like my brother, like my cousin. I have this cousin who he lives in Alabama now, but my cousin Timmy, he basically went through a crisis with his identity at the same time I was, and he was always there for me. And like he's like, oh, you can have my clothes, and like like I'll call you this, and I'll make sure that the Aunt Chrissy, my mom Christina,
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Chrissy respects you and blah blah blah. And he was a sweetheart.
He's
And
older than you?
no, actually he's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20. But yeah, he was there for me. So I always had masculine people surrounding me, and I always felt discomfort when I was around my sister, my mom and my sister, my half sister. She's not even like, she's not my full sister, but she always made me feel uncomfortable, and I would sit there and I'd space out because I couldn't relate to these people, basically. Like, I just can't relate to the female, not the female form, obviously, because I have.
Are you relating to me okay?
What's that?
Are you relating to me okay?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you very
100%.
much. Thank you. It's the ease.
It's
the
it's the
ease.
ease.
It's the ease.
We got
EASC, right? Play on words.
we
It's
got
the ease.
we got the E squad here.
We got the E squad here. So, in that conversation, one of the people, she's a very interesting character. She was asking the host of the podcast, what do you think we should do with these girls who are always getting these eyelashes and the boobs,
Oh, I
all
could
of these
never.
makeovers and, all this hair, all of this stuff. She said, because, in our day, we were wearing the afros, we were all natural.
Uh-huh.
She's a different character, though, this lady, right?
Yeah.
And when she was saying that, I thought to myself, the past lives issue.
Yeah.
So I said, what if, because it's not all the females out here doing that,
No.
And they were trying to say that they were mimicking social media, mimicking the people on TV, the Kardashians and all of them.
Yeah.
And I said, how about we do not sit down with our parents before they lay down
Yeah.
and say, this is who I want to be when I come, so make sure you have all these ingredients in place.
Yeah.
So now you're here. How about what they're doing is expressing, one, their inner self, or a past life that will still be their inner self.
Yeah.
Because Sylvia Brown, the psychic, she's no longer with us physically. She has a book. Gosh, it was in my head just now. She has a book. She has several books. But this one, she speaks about how the spirit or the soul of the child enters the child when the child is being born. Right?
Yeah.
But it's a soul or a spirit that's been here before.
My boyfriend's here.
Hello. Hi. How are you? Very good. So my name is Evadyne. I'm an Uber driver, and I'm hanging out with Elliot, and we're having a conversation. The conversation was really good. Did you tell him about the conversation?
I said I was having a conversation with my Uber driver, but I was kind of vague about it because I didn't want to get too much into it.
So we were having a really good conversation. We were talking about everything.
Basically everything.
Everything. Yeah. And so I said, it would be great to record this. So we don't have any faces, no addresses, or anything like that. But it's because we were talking, right?
Yeah.
You good? In the LGBTQ WXYZ is what I call it. But what do you call it? Transgender
the
plus?
LGBTQ plus. Yeah,
Because I know they're going to come up with some more alphabets. We have like 26 of them. But that's society. I say they always create the isms so that they can pretend they have solutions to the isms. But I was saying that we don't talk it enough, right?
Yeah.
They talk about it, they send the message that they want to be. Look at that, he's so beautiful. That's Ruby, right?
No, it's actually Bailey.
Oh, that's Bailey.
Oh, is that Bailey? Am I blind? I think my
I
prescription's
think you are
bad.
blind.
No, they both are there. One is the first one was
Ruby is also
Ruby.
there.
Yeah, Ruby's on
they're
the
both
left.
there.
Bailey's on the right.
They're beautiful though. They look like Egyptian pharaohs. Have you ever seen it? Right?
I know what you're
Oh,
talking about.
like
That's what they look like,
like
right?
like Anubis.
Yeah, Anubis.
Yeah,
One of
Anubis.
the gods.
The dog like looking.
I don't know. What's Anubis?
Anubis is like it's like this Egyptian god that has like a dog face. It's like
Okay.
really cool.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. Okay, so we were just talking. If I'm holding her up,
No, it's fine. I was just concerned because I got a text. It was like, yeah, I'm in the car with my Uber driver, and I'm like, okay. And then I looked at how long ago, and it was like an hour ago, and I'm like,
I probably
I'm
should have
like,
been
oh.
more
I'm
specific.
like,
I'm
is
so
everything
sorry.
okay?
yeah, we're good.
Hey,
We're
if you guys are
good.
good, then fine. You can try to talk as long as you want.
Yeah, I'm
just-
fine,
thank
Lair.
you.
You
I
can
just
wait
wanna make
inside. It's
sure.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad you guys are having fun though.
Yeah, we're
Thank you. They're
good.
beautiful. I couldn't even remember. I was saying Egyptian something about the dog, but then it came to me the Egyptian pharaoh, and I've only seen one once, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
they're beautiful, and they're waiting patiently.
Yeah, they really are. They're waiting to bark at me. They are.
And the barking is love.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it
love.
is.
That's like, I'm so glad to see you. Oh, like I told this lady, she's been married for about maybe 50 something, about 40 something years.
Yeah.
And her husband hasn't retired yet. She's like, oh, he won't retire. He's been on his job for 50 years, right?
Wow.
And I said, that's because every day he comes in, it's a new beginning for your marriage.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, hi, glad to see you. How was it? It's a new beginning, because if he retired, you'd be together all day long.
Oh, for sure.
The newness would only be, oh, you have to shower, here's a towel.
No,
But when he
literally.
comes, because she's not working,
Yeah.
she's not working, so when he comes in, I said, it's a new beginning for your relationship. Every time he walks through that door, it's a new beginning.
Mhm.
She said, you always make sense out of stuff. What can I
You get
say?
to have your own different opinions and shared experiences that you can.
Absolutely, something new.
Yeah.
Something new.
For sure.
But it's nice meeting you
Yeah.
as well.
I'm gonna let you guys talk, all right?
So it's been a while, and so that's what I was thinking, that the girls who are doing all the extra, as we might call it, stuff, that they are doing something that's inside of them.
Yes.
So I have a talk that I recorded in I think 2011.
Wow, you've been doing this for a
Homosexual,
while.
huh?
I said you've been doing this for a while.
Oh, I just been talking. And I decided to start recording in 2000. I think it was like 10 or 11.
Wow, that's amazing.
But this one was on homosexuality, this
Okay.
talk. And I put it onto this gentleman's page. I had a page for him that I created. So when I saw him, he says, you're going to have to take that off my page. So I said, why? Because you said people choose to be gay. I said, no, that's not what I said.
Right.
What I said is, people have to choose. Do I live the way I look, or do I live the way I feel?
Right.
I said, that's what I said. Not that they choose to be gay, but it is
Right.
a major choice, especially with society throwing acorns in those daggone squirrels, throwing everything at you to make you fit in
Yeah.
to what they want you to fit into.
Absolutely.
You have to choose. And I said, and I don't know about anybody else, but I know feelings are really strong.
Yes.
Right? So it's a choice. And whatever choice you make it. But feelings are strong.
Especially for an empath.
And when I tell this little thing here about the Bible, I'm sorry, people who are using the Bible as a way of balancing this conversation. Because if you believe in the Bible, it clearly says that we are all born with imperfections. Not that it's an error, but who's to say what someone's imperfect? This is all based on the Bible-based people, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say what someone's imperfection is? Who's to say that a woman who grows a beard and a mustache is not normal? It's hormonal. So
Absolutely.
that, to me, that is like the perfect outward example. And then we have people who are born, oh my gosh, aging. hermaphrodites
Oh yeah.
who are born with both sex organs. So anything short of that
Or even like intersex people.
is possible.
Yeah.
It's
There's a whole massive spectrum of people. It's inconceivable. I mean, you can't even measure it. Like,
it's not even about fitting in.
no,
It's your life.
absolutely.
It's your life. So I am grateful that you needed a ride today.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Elliot,
I
you
didn't
have
wanna
my
walk.
number. I
Yeah.
gave you my card and everything, right?
Yes.
This has been beautiful. I will send you a copy, so you have to let me. Which phone am I using? I can't touch that one. I know. Oh no. You have to send it to me because we're recording. But I hope this has been helpful. Is there anything you would like to just share that? I know you said you want to send this to you, let your therapist hear it,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I think that's a great thing. And
Mhm.
even your mom, you know.
Maybe she's not super involved in my life. Like I keep things surface level with her because she
Well,
doesn't care much.
sometimes not necessarily true.
Okay.
She doesn't appear to care,
Mm.
but you can tell she cares. She just doesn't. She's almost speaking a foreign language.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, Elliot,
Mm.
should we be going to,
Yeah. Should we be going to Planned Parenthood?
no, no. Instead of telling you that, instead of saying you're fat or you're gaining weight or you're so
Yeah.
big,
Uh-huh.
say, well, maybe we should go do a hormone check because your
Yeah.
hormones has a lot to do with your weight.
I have
Did you know?
PCOS. I do.
You have who?
I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
So I heard something. God, is it banana peel? Banana peel you can eat. Did you know?
I did not know that actually.
I think it was. I don't want to pick up another phone. I think it was the banana peel. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. Me and iPhones, we're not really friendly.
That's okay.
But I'm using my Android for recording. Okay, what is it?
PCOS. I think it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's basically when you have cysts on the ovaries, and they cause a lot of pain when they burst, basically. So I have like delayed periods, and I take birth control to completely stop my periods because they're very painful. But if I go a very long time without skipping my period, then it becomes like a really heavy, very painful kind of flow, that kind of thing. And it makes you have hair on your face, hormone imbalance to the max. You can't lose weight properly. You gain weight very easily.
Because of the estrogen dominance?
Because it's kind of funny. I have an estrogen deficiency. I don't have enough estrogen in my body. If I had more estrogen in my body, it would help with my PCOS, but that would make me dysphoric, I think, because I don't want to have to put more female hormones into my body when I'm trying not to be female, But it's weird, right?
So it says spearmint tea.
Ooh, spearmint tea. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I get hair on my face, and there's actually a hormone balance tea that I was drinking for a while. I think it was called Yogi or something.
A Yogi brand.
Yeah, Yogi
Yes,
brand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like I think it was like the raspberry or something. It was for like the balance of like PCOS systems and like symptoms, and it helps with like like pain with like the uterus and things like that. Like yeah, because it's very debilitating pain when it happens, and
So we're gonna talk about that. I think it was the banana peel.
is that like something that's like a remedy or?
I have to look at it.
No, you're okay.
I have to look at it. Yeah, banana peel is very good for a lot of things.
Okay.
Which people didn't even know you could eat them.
I mean, lots of things that come from Mother Earth are good for you, and people don't know about that.
So I try to stick to organic mostly, and my friend Latamna told me to soak it down and to like clean your fruit and baking soda.
Yeah.
And it made the banana peel because even if it's organic or traditional, it still has the pesticides on the outside.
Yeah.
So I started making banana water.
Oh.
I just cut up the whole banana after I clean everything, the whole peel.
Yeah.
Cut it all up, put it in the blender with water and make banana water.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm okay with that because it tastes good. If you tell me something's good for something, I'm going to use it. What am I using it for? For insulin production, because it helps with. So they say that people who have issues with insulin, there's a bacteria that could be living in your pancreas that's blocking the insulin production. So it's not necessarily what you're eating. It could be, but not necessarily what you're eating that's causing high levels of glucose. Is that bacteria, and the banana peel kills the bacteria
Yeah.
that you don't even know is there. But as long as it's not going to kill me, I'm going to drink it anyway. Elliot, it has been an absolute pleasure.
It's so nice to meet you, and like if I'm being honest, you are just like a warm hug. If it were a person, you are a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, like
Thank you.
like ever since my grandma passed away, I've been finding solace in the kind older people that approach me, and you.
She said she's been finding solace in the kind older
Not
people.
older people.
Did you hear that? I be getting away with a little bit of murder. People thinking I'm young, but it's okay. If my daughter's 40, you know I am older.
The
Yes.
older, the wiser, though.
We hope.
We hope.
We
All right, let me
hope.
make sure I have everything before I skedaddle out of here.
I appreciate you. So this is Evadyne with Company. We have been talking about life, and we've been talking about the LGBTQ plus
Yes, ma'am.
community, and some of the issues that arise that we need to like address. And everything's not a blanket.
Right.
Everything's not a blanket. So if you want to comment, of course you can comment in here. If you want to join a conversation 24/7, you can call 347-649-7741. Leave your comments, leave your questions, leave your information 24/7. And visit networkingforsuccess.com. Get the books. They're great books. Happy every day to you all. Elliot, your closing?
Well, this was definitely an experience. I haven't been able to speak on anything like this ever, really, because it's been mostly in my head. So it was nice to get it out to the world. If anybody is listening, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I never know.